All right, so I wanted to show you one other thing that you can kind of do, which is useful. I'm going to move this guy up here. Is that you're getting a series of numbers, right, that are coming out here that are fine, like they look okay over here. But let's say you wanted to remap that, have a little bit bigger aperture and a much bigger aperture at the end or something like that, right? And so you can use this math remap range. So if I kind of pull this over here and let's pull this out a little bit, you can take these numbers, right, and you can push them into here, and you can say, no, I want a new minimum of 0.5, which is 6 inches. And you can, if you want to, whoops, sorry, so annoying. All right. So you could actually get a number from feet and inches too if you wanted to, if you can't do the math to get, the 6 inches. But let's say you wanted 6 inches and 3 feet, right, to be the new size. So this will take those, and if I run it, it'll then take those numbers and space them out between 0.5 and 2.9. And if I push that into the value, you can run it, and you'll see it goes from 6 to 3.9 to 2.9, and then you can say, oh, that's a little much, and then you can bring that down to 1.9 and run it, and then the bottom will still be 6, but now you're still up at 1.9, and then maybe you take it down, and run it a little more. So you can kind of adjust, the scale of what's going on. So even if you wanted to take it down a little, right? So the small is smaller, but the big is still that big. So you can kind of play with that as well. Okay. I guess the other thing you could play with if you wanted to, the rotation, right, which we haven't really done yet. So if I tab select in here and I edit this family, you have the rotation ability at the bottom, right, of that guy. But I think I'm going to I'll just put a new parameter on this one. So I'm picking that point, and I'm going to put a rotation angle, and I'll call it, make it an instance, and we'll call it angle top, right? And click OK. And click OK. So now I've got that, and I'm just going to load this back into my wall component family, right? And I'll overwrite the existing version. I don't need to overwrite the parameter values, right? And so now I have access to that guy. So if I want to adjust that, basically I can kind of do another Control C, Control V, right? I need a different parameter name, right? So I'm just going to come in here, and this is another one of those. And I'm going to type in, what was it, angle top. And semicolon, and that'll give me another, and I'll push that into the parameter name. And then the values right now are only, right, very, very, very small. And so maybe I just do another copy of these. So, well, stop that. So if I copy these, and let's move them up here, right? And I remap that range instead of 0.2 to 1.8. Maybe these become step 1, and the max becomes, I don't know, 60 degrees, right? So 60. Right, so we go 0 to 60. And actually we want that, so let's just delete this one and we'll copy this one. Right, so we'll remap these numbers. Here, the minimum maybe is 0, which is fine for a degree, and then the maximum is maybe, let's make it 45. 44 is good enough. And then we'll put that into the value, right? And so now, let's pull this up here, maybe into here. So you're going to see the angle top and that be controlled with a remap range. So let's see if it works. So I'm going to run it. And you see now the twisting, right? So it twists less when it's here, and then the further out it twists more, right? Okay, so so you can do sort of a lot of futzing around with this. When I come back, we'll put it into the project. I'll show you how to do that.